Welcome back to the channel, Loving Life Mallorca. But as you know, I'm on holiday at the moment in the UK, so I brought you to Margate to have a little look around, see the beach, the shops, just generally what's going on. I can't come over here without thinking about the old films Only Fools and Horses. I love the series as many as millions of other people did. And if you remember the film, The Jolly Boys Outing, that was actually filmed here in Margate, and a lot of it was done in Dreamland, which is what we're looking at. We'll have a little look at Dreamland a little bit later in the film, but in the meantime, we're going to just have a little look around the beach and things. It's a lovely, reasonably warm day, so let's get on with the walk. There's a good amount of car park round here. There's £9 all day. You can pay by the hour and things, but I just prefer to have it up here, pay for it, and not worry at all until it's time to go home. During this heyday, Margate was huge. It was all busy. Just where you're looking at now through there were loads of shops. There was a cafe you just see on the corner there. There was another one at the end. Loads of little, tiny little privately owned shops going up there and things. But as you can see here, that's taken the hit over the last few years. I'm just at the top now. You've got the train station just in there. Next week, got a Premier Inn. And across the road here, you've got the beach. And down there, that's where you'll find all the amusement arcades, the town, the old town, and the entrance to Dreamland. Back in the heyday, all these used to be shops here. Dreamland has reinvented itself over the last few years. It's doing concerts now. It's that Simply Red there. There's a few up-to-date people in there, but recently it's had the specials playing down there, and the other week it even had the Beach Boys. So it's all happening in there. It's reinvented itself quite nicely. So I've crossed the road now, come onto the beach itself. It's lovely to see so many people on the beach, isn't there? There's music playing there. They've got some barbecues down there, some picnics. So there's several ways of getting down to the sand, as you can imagine. So it's nice. I've taken my sandals off. As per normal, I'm going to go over there and dip my water in the sea, have a little paddle. But I know the sea is nowhere going to be the same temperature as what it was in Mallorca. Now, this part here, I always remember as a child, when I used to come here with my nan and granddad, going back donkeys of years, you could always rent a boat of some kind. And you could always come in here, and you were well covered, if you know what I mean, because you could always stand in it. So it was very, very safe just in that part, just there. So even though there's no sun, as it were, today, it's still fairly warm. The sand is quite nice and warm. Just going into the sea now for a little paddle. Yes, it's not as bad as I imagined, to be honest. It's just nice. And as Margate is so close to London, you know, with the motorway, you do see a lot of people coming down here for the day. They bring their picnics and things and have a day on the beach, which is really nice. You've also got the lifeguards on duty. They're all walking around. When we were young, we always used to enjoy writing our names in the sand. It was part of the beach experience, wasn't it? Nice to see children having fun in it. I used to love visiting Margate quite a lot all year round, but in the winter months it's just as nice really, because we can bring snowy over here with a squeaky chicken, and we can play on the sand with it, and then we could always go for a meal after. And it was just a nice way of spending a day off over here, and Snow would thoroughly enjoy it as well. You can just see the big wheel overlooking the amusement arcades just over there. And just that building there, that used to be the cinema, and that's the entrance to Dreamland just there as well. Over the last few years, Margate has declined, but it's nice to see the council and other investors throwing in some money to try and rescue Margate, and it is working. It's getting back, slowly back to what it used to be like a few years ago. So now I'm going off the beach itself. We're going to have a look around the old town of Margate before having a look around the new shops, having a bit of dinner somewhere and a few drinks along the way, and just enjoying this beautiful day we have. So I've come off the beach now, as I was saying. I'm going to cross the road now and go behind me. There the amusement arcades is over there we were looking at a minute ago. We'll have a little closer look at the arcades when we come back. So just up here you'll find little cafes. This is a hotel just in front of us now, and it's an ice cream parlour just there. You'll find lots of food places, pizza places just going past now. The tourist shops, ice creams and all the rest of it all. You find them all around here. And just in case you're here and it's not exactly a bright sunny day, you can top up your tan and go back to London or wherever you come from and say, what a tan I've got today, just look at this. A little bit cheating, but it's worth it for the cause, isn't it? Now we're just getting to the old part of Margate now. As you can see, it's a lot more restaurants, cafes, little independent shops. They're the old, that's a newer part just going up there. Have a look at that as we go on. The town's in two different parts of the new part, but these are all the older shops around here, a few restaurants and things. And across the road again, that is back to the Turner Contemporary. So this is the old town high street, as it were, just up here. There's a few just shops just round here, little restaurants and things. It's a fish and chip shop, cafe, different things, pizzas, tapas. Nice little seating area when it's nice just there. That's quite nice, isn't it? That's quite a big seating area. These are the sort of little shops I like. It's a sweet shop, pick and mix, but it's a very traditional one, isn't it? With the tubs of sweets at the back. Got a little market as well just in there, so have a little look around the market as well. Look at a penny farthing.
Right.
That's interesting, it's part of the museum. It connects the two buildings together. Cookie man selling cookies as well. Here we are now. So look what I've got. I bought the disc off. Oh, it's big enough, isn't it? It's €3. €3. After me. £3.50 that was. So I'm going to have a little try that. See what I think of it. I'm not normally one for buying this sort of cake, I must admit. But I thought I'd just try it for once, and it really is exceptionally nice. Very good. It's a lovely little park to Margate, I must admit. I'm just leaving the old park behind now. I'm going to head back towards the beach and the seafront again. Have a look around the new shops. If you're enjoying this, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. That's what I like about the old town, Margate Old Town. It's very quaint shops, aren't they? All different foods. And look at Old Market, Old Kent Market. Let's go and have a look. This is lovely, isn't it? See, an upstairs part with little shops as well. Cafe down here. Bakery. Loads. It's got a lovely smell in here as well. All the different smells of cooking and things. Let's go and have a look upstairs. Really lovely, isn't it? I love what they've done with the lights and the decorations and things. I've just noticed the little bar when we first came in. It's actually a double-decker bus. God, I've really enjoyed it in there. You go on the road now towards Cliftonville, which is another nice place where you walk, snowy, or along the beach and things. There's a Turner Contemporary over there, the art place, and it's all free to go in there. It lives just up here along there somewhere. The Delboy and Rodney were having a little heart-to-heart at the end of the film. Now we're just going to walk up the newer part of the town, as I call it. It's spread into two different parts with the main road in the middle. Now it is there, so let's just have a walk up there, see how it's changed. I've been here for quite a long time really, and it just always takes me back years ago when we were young. Dreamland, all the rest of it all. Had some really good memories when we were young here, really have. Some of these shops you'll recognise that they go all the way through to the seafront side, as it were. And across the road here used to be the Woolworths. As you can see, the actual writing is still up for Woolworths. And this used to be Primark's this side. So it did have a lot of bigger shops, should I say. Still got the Christmas decorations up. I wonder if that's early for this year or late from last year. There's a lot of these shops closed now. It does seem a shame because it really was really busy round here. Hopefully when it takes off, reinvestment will come back in and bring the shops with it. As I said, this is the main road and it goes over this road, and there's another handful or so of shops the other side. There are all the arcades down there. We'll be taking a look down within a few minutes or so. I call this the newer part, if you know what I mean, because it's got the Boots, Costa Coffee and the well-known branded shops just up here. So McDonald's is up there as well, Poundland. So this is nearly the top of the town now. We'll head down in a minute and have a look at some of the arcades. Then have a look at Dreamland. Have a drink somewhere. And then it'll be time to finish the video for today. That's good, isn't it? They used a toilet to plant flowers. And it's just round the back of the area. You'll find this other little area, a few other little bits in a club and a bank. Just at the bottom of this road is where you'll find the taxis and the buses. It's there. About where I was a minute or two ago. Go that walk down, have a look at a few of these amusement arcades then. So I've stopped off at Costa for a cup of tea. Well, the arcades are so different nowadays, aren't they? Don't seem to give away tickets. I always get the old favourites though, don't you? They're the ones I like. They used to call Blow Tech. Yes, I used to have an amusement arcade going back years and years ago. Like so, Operation as well. I used to have them in the cafes and things. That was about the year 2000, I think. They've changed so much though in 20 odd years, haven't they? Fish and chip shop. Got an indoor play area for children as well. Because it's all well known for its amusement arcades, isn't it? Ice cream and things like that. Well, what owning an amusement arcade for so long taught me, never put too much in a machine. Have fun. £1, that's me lot. And in this amusement arcade downstairs, you also find an 18-hole crazy golf. Well worth going, it's great good fun. I've done this several times. Ice cream of every type you can think of. and even a smoothie if you don't fancy an ice cream. Lots of shops for the tourists. And another amusement arcade as well, with the pizza takeaway in the middle. I tell you, these arcades do surprise me nowadays. Just look at this. Bit Martha's in it, really. So this is the entrance to Dreamland. I remember coming down here years ago, brother and mum and dad. It was like coming down to paradise, wasn't it? You know, it was, through those doors was like heaven, if you know what I mean. So I say you got Simply Red coming here in the summer. They do lots of concerts here as well. Where back in the day it was purely a fun park, wasn't it, with slides and rides and things. But it's had to evolve to keep going, hasn't it? And through these doors, it's where all the magic happens, isn't it? Soldier made me big. Brilliant film, wasn't it? But this isn't a brand new ride area like Thorpe Park, Horton Towers and that sort of thing. It's designed to have the traditional rides, the rides we all grew up with in the day. And through here, this is where the stage. You see the fish and chips and pizzas, sitting area in the middle. So this is where the music venue is, just in here. That was the stage that the Beach Boys were on a few weeks ago. Still brings back the enjoyment just having to walk around. The noise and the atmosphere and all the rest of it all hasn't lost it, not for me anyway. Just reading this about the old scenic railway, how it was destroyed in fires, and obviously the last one was 2008. It took me back to the only Horse and Horses in the Broom scene, where it says the only part that's the old part are the pulleys and the clutch. It's the same broom, isn't it? Just had 16 handles and 15 brooms, but it's the same broom. So now it goes through here as well. So they've made it bigger and better. So this is the scenic railway that caused all the problems in the first place, all burning down and so on. I just had to go on the scenic railway. I was going to film it, but the man told me you weren't allowed cameras on board. And then when we were going around, halfway around, the chap in the front seat pulled out his camera. If only I'd know. It was really good though, just so I remember from years ago. When you actually read the history on this board, it was brilliant. I didn't realise the only Horse and Horses film I keep on referring to was 1989. It doesn't seem long at all. It's a long time, isn't it, 89? So that's more or less Dreamland finished now. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's film of Margate. Not quite Mallorca, but it's just as nice, isn't it? If you did, I'd love you to give a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget Facebook page, Love and Love Mallorca. See you next time. Bye for now. Well, this is Margate. It is packed, just the way we remember it years ago, eh?